And welcome back to Fate of the Pods, your favorite podcast for both RS3 and real life content. I'm Aerro.
And I'm Rainyday.
And we are back yet again for another This Week in Podscape. This week we have some good updates. We're going to be plugging a lot of the RuneScape main site because they have a lot of things you can check out. I'll start first. RuneScape, the first 20 years book that has kind of been in development for a while now. They did a couple sneak peeks before, and those of you who got your pre-orders, they are shipping soon, and the first sets to the US will be available October 20th, so later next week. If you got a pre-order in, head over to your local indie comic book hero store and check it out. Should hopefully have it in. Otherwise, the book will be published on November 9th in the US and November 11th in the UK. So if you are not someone who got a pre-order in, you're gonna have to wait just a couple weeks longer to go in and buy it in person at whatever local bookstore you have next to you. So if you haven't already, go check out a little sneak peek that they have. And yeah, it looks like a pretty interesting little buy if you are a big RuneScape, a longtime RuneScape player. I think this would add nice to your library collection.
Yes. Just a random question. Aerro, when is the last time you read a book for fun?
You putting me on the spot like that.
I'm putting myself on the spot.
Not prepared for this question. I'm more of a look at pictures type of person. You know, would come full circle. You start as a kid, can't read, just like the pictures, and then you read through all school, and now I'm back to the pictures. So that's where I'm at.
That's good. I haven't read one in ages for fun, but they used to be fun. I'm not the same person I was back then, unfortunately. But moving on, I'm just gonna remind you all of a bunch of like goodies, bundles, packages that are being currently offered throughout RuneScape. So first up, we have the well-being bundle. So just for the price of a bond, you get a bunch of goodies, including protein packs, dummies, and a death touch dart. And it costs one bond. And this offer ends October 24th, which is like a couple weeks from now. And yeah, it goes to a good cause too. So yeah. And then we also have the SteelSeries. I think you just redeem the code and you get like an armor set and a currency pack. So redeem that while the code is still active. And then we move on to the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So if you pay for that, you can also redeem a skilling and currency pack for RuneScape. And this offer ends. You can claim the offer until November 28th, and then you have an additional month, so December 28th, to redeem it in game. So you do have quite a bit of time, but you should probably get that over with if you do pay for the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Last up, the Prime Gaming package from Twitch is also available. It comes with Aura, which is a pretty good aura for skilling. It gives you 10% extra XP for an hour, and occasionally it'll like pop. I think it's this like purple animation, and it gives you 100% XP, so double XP. It's just like one XP action, but you know, it's a little nice razzle dazzle. And the Prime Gaming package also includes 400 rune coins and 20 treasure hunter keys.
Yes.
So you have until October 19th. So about a week.
Yes, get that before it's gone. I got mine.
Yeah.
You can use them, the aura itself, you can use them once a day. You just can't use like the tier 4 aura refresh to reuse it every day. That's kind of the only kicker. But it's still great XP. If you're just sitting and skilling, for sure want to pick this up before it's gone.
And yeah, so those are all the reminders. A couple of them have some pretty generous deadlines, but a lot of them are running out soon, so go check those out. They're also on the RuneScape website.
Yes. And so we will now transition into patch notes, which we are going to kind of split up today between the Elder God War stuff and then everything else. So I'll start with the Croesus front. The updates today. There's an update to Warrior's Retreat for those of you who are skillers. Players with level 60 combat or higher, or players with a total skill level of 1000 or more will now be able to enter Warrior's Retreat. So for those who were unable to access Croesus through the Warrior's Retreat bossing portal, you are now able to do that. What else do we have? We have that the Scripture of Bic has been changed slightly. They have changed the percentage of which clue scrolls you get, so now you will receive more elite clues versus the easy and medium and hard clues. So you'll get more elites now for the scripture pieces, or the manuscripts, which are, as of now, at the time of the recording, like now 2.5 mil each, which is crazy. I should have saved mine like the first couple days because I would have made
Oh,
bank.
damn. Yeah.
But anyway, now we're going to move on to the Glacier front. One of the biggest updates, I guess, this week is to the minions. A couple things. So the health now scales based on the number of mechanics you have enabled if you're not in hard mode. They have improved, it says, visibility on minion type. It adds the combat style that they're using to their names. The spawn position is a little further away from the shield that comes off when they do spawn, just to not kind of get muddled up during the fight. There's also now a minor delay of when that shield goes up. Kind of one of the biggest things, you can now technically hit through this shield, albeit it's a very small amount. So you can hit and damage 2% of what you normally would through this shield, which is kind of just designed if you almost have the kill done and Glacier's really low HP, but then this mechanic goes up, you can finish the kill with through the shield, I guess is kind of what their idea was. So that's kind of nice. Some fixes that came over the week with that. You should be able to now tsunami the Archglacier's arms, and the enrage percentage will now be displayed correctly. Some people were having glitches with that. And I think that's all the big ones for the Glacier. So finally, the node on front, just 3 really quick ones. Rejoining an instance after changing the difficulty will now send the player to the correct mode. There is an issue from going from normal mode to hard mode in some cases. Closing an interface with the escape key will no longer trigger the battlefield ability. And finally, they fixed an issue with the hitbox of his lightning strike attack. So kind of some minor improvements this week in terms of the Glacier front, or all the Elder Gods were Dungeon 3 fronts, but we'll see what the next kind of coming weeks have for that. I think, Rainy, you have what's left?
Yes. So moving on to the other fixes and changes that they've made to the game. For the mobile version of RuneScape, the wilderness level indicator is it's been repositioned to a better area of your screen, so it can be easier to see what level of the wilderness you're at. There's a bunch of icons and stuff that have been positioned correctly. Just a bunch of, or quite a few of user interface improvements. And yeah, and when you close the bag of materials, it no longer shows the achievements interface, so that's a pretty big one. Moving on to other improvements, the tsunami ability can now be cast against primary targets that are farther away, and secondary targets will still be selected in the area in front of the player. So the tsunami ability as a whole is just a lot better, more improved. There's this really cool title called the Distracted title, and that achievement now lists the distraction and diversions required to complete it. So that's pretty good. There's a ton of other fixes. I think when RuneScape summarized it, it was like over 70 bugs and fixes have been made to the game. So I'm pretty sure if you like Control F something that like you've probably had a problem with or needs to be tweaked, they
Is
probably
in here.
fixed it. Like
Yeah.
there's so many specific things, like the a bunch of quest improvements. For example, the Mallory boss pet's idle animation no longer causes FPS drops, so that's pretty big. Um,
Yeah, there's just a bunch of just random kind of things here and there. For
yeah,
example, um, Ralph will now correctly give the correct number of breeds when you sell him a breed that meets his request in Player-owned Farm. Um, you can now catch butterflies with the sheet butterfly net. Um,
and performing the shock emote will no longer cause your avatar's hand to clip through the head. Like that, do you know how specific that is? And I'm pretty sure somebody who like performs these emotes, like their day has been made. Like I'm not even kidding. Like these are a lot of fixes that have been made to the game. So shout out to the people that fixed them. A bunch of other stuff. So please do go check out the
yeah,
website.
if you want a full list of everything, obviously you know where to find the weekly updates. They're there for your viewing pleasure.
Yes, and last up and finally, um, Tuesday, October 12th at 16 o'clock game time, there's going to be a Twitch live stream that Jagex is going to be, I guess, hosting. So they're going to talk about the upcoming Halloween event, which I'm really glad about because I've been telling Aerro and like other
Everybody.
people, like I really hope they come up with something good because I was getting kind of nervous. I was like, it's already like a third of the way through the month. Like, where's the event? So hopefully it's something big, something with really cool outfits. Jagex, if you're reading this, come up with something good. Everybody likes Fashionscape. Everybody, even if you don't, you do. And then they're also going to be talking continuing PVMing and stuff. So Halloween events and PVM. So it should be a fun Twitch event. So go check it out if you can.
Yes. So like always, thank you so much for listening to This Week in Podscape.
Yes, and also, sorry to cut you off. Uh, Fate of the Pods does have a Discord, and the link will be in the description box on YouTube.
Yes.
So please go check it out. Come join us. We're growing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
We have a fun rest of the month ahead of for you guys, so be sure to stay tuned for what's to come. And always, we will see you on the next one. Bye.
Yes, keep the faith. Bye.